At Redemption Camp calls for prayers for hitch-free elections. Ahead of presidential debate, Nigerians speak on expectations. Hello and welcome. I am Chinedu Obike. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Tahiru Jega, will anytime from now announce the outcome of the Commission's consultations with stakeholders on whether or not to postpone the dates for the general elections. The INEC chairman is expected to address a world press conference on the issue at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja. We shall bring you an update as it unfolds. President Goodluck Jonathan has urged Nigerians to pray for a hitch-free general elections and for peace to reign in Nigeria. The president said this at the monthly Holy Ghost service of the Redeemed Christian Church of God at the Redemption Camp State House. Correspondent Shegulawole has details.
It is not the first time the president is joining other Nigerians to worship at the Redemption Camp during the Holy Ghost service in the life of his administration. The circumstance of his visit this time around, perhaps, is what is different. As a staunch Christian and with strong faith in the power of prayers, committing the affairs of the nation, especially the forthcoming elections, become a priority so that peace will reign supreme during and after the elections. While addressing the congregation, the president made it clear that he was not at the Holy Ghost service for electioneering campaign, but to stand in the gap for Nigeria, as all cried unto God for his will to manifest concerning the nation. General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, during his imputation, dwelt on the storms of life, which are not beyond the powers of God, to be still in the life of individuals and the nation, as he prayed for the president and the nation at large. Pastor Mrs. Fulu Adeboye, wife of the General Overseer, had earlier led the intercessory prayers for God to turn around the country's situation and challenges for good. From the Redemption Camp, Shegulawole, NTA News.
And while still in Lagos, President Jonathan also visited the headquarters of the Lord's Chosen Charismatic Revival Ministry at Ijesha area of Lagos State, where he again assured Nigerians that his administration is working hard to protect Nigerians and improve the economy. State House correspondent Shegulawole again reports.
President Jonathan, while addressing the church, enjoined Nigerians to continue with the intercessory prayers for the unity and stability of the country. His administration, he noted, has been working hard in close collaboration with neighboring countries to bring to an end the evil of Boko Haram and terror in the land. He said but for their prayers, the situation would have been worse.
We can only promise you that we work hard as a government to protect all the peoples. We improve our economy so that people will be able to survive. No need to get jobs. And these discussions on insecurity will end.
The General Overseer of the Lord's Chosen Charismatic Revival Movement, Pastor Lazarus Muka, led the prayers as he asked God to intervene in the affairs of the nation and for the leadership to enjoy sound health, and more importantly, for God's will to be done in the life of Nigeria.
When there shall be peace before this coming election, we pray that even after the election, when there will be peace.
In Lagos, Segun Lawale, NTA News.
Moving on, Nigerian youths have again been urged to appreciate the values of voting massively for President Goodluck Jonathan in the forthcoming elections. The People's Democratic Party's national youth leader and Directorate of Youth Mobilization of the party's presidential campaign organization, Abdullahi Maibasira, made the appeal at an interactive session with the leadership of the youth group in Abuja. Correspondent Chukwuno Sombo was there.
The youth groups converged on the party's headquarters to strategize on how to deploy themselves to the grassroots to convince voters of the hard work by President Jonathan to make the country a better place for all.
There is no sector of our economy. There is no branch of our national life. There is no segment of the policy objectives of this administration that the youths don't play a central part between 2011 to date. And that responsibility that has been placed upon our shoulders, we will carry it out and deliver, Mr. President.
If we are not united, we will not be able to accomplish our common goal.
As all your friends, please put credit on your phone. Nobody has to do it for you. Because if they take this opportunity away from us, you will not get it in a long time.
The thumb rule given to them was to act in a non-violent manner and carry the message of sustaining the transformation agenda with the re-election of Jonathan Sambo administration. Chukwuno Sombo, NTA News.
Similarly, the youths have also been asked to support the re-election bid of President Goodluck Jonathan, considering the education and empowerment programs of his administration. Beneficiaries of the Youth Transformation Program say, apart from educational development, the youths are carried along in the governance and policy formulation of his administration.
Listeners, if you are confronted with a solution to problems, I want to say thank you on their behalf, Mr. President, for the support and the help you gave us there.
They appeal to the youths to shun violence and canvass support for Jonathan in their locality.
It's a calling to our generation to retain their role in Nigeria's politics. Let's reverse this ubiquitous trend of being used for only votes instead of being voted for. The social political oppression has to end, and we must birth a new pathway to nation building and democracy.
In another development, the permanent voter cards from the continuous voter registration exercise have arrived Sokoto State. Sultan Muhammad Saad Abubakar was among those presented with their cards. Jakpi Leila Dabore has more.
The resident electoral commissioner in Sokoto, Sadiq Abubakar Musa, handed to the Sultan his permanent voter card when he visited his palace to intimate the Sultan on the delivery of continuous voter registration cards. The resident electoral commissioner told the Sultan that the new PVCs have already been dispatched to the 20 city local government areas of Sokoto State for onward distribution to the registered voters. He assured the Sultan that he will work in tandem with the justice and fairness to conduct free, fair, credible, and acceptable elections in the February elections. Sadiq Abubakar Musa, while expressing concern on increasing political tension in the nation's polity, called on the Sultan to prevail on politicians to ensure decent electioneering process. The new resident electoral commissioner solicited the royal support and furtherly advised of the Sultan to achieve success in his new assignment. Sultan Saad Abakar III thanked the resident electoral commissioner for the visit and assured him that he will not relent in his efforts at admonishing politicians to restrain Nigerian youth from political thuggery. The Sultan expressed concern over the political tension, which instead of uniting them tends to disintegrate the people. He called on INEC to intensify efforts in the enlightenment of electorates on the need to preserve their PVCs. Jabi Lela Dabore, NTA News.
And the presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress, Mani Ibrahim Ahmad, says he will address the problems of education and infrastructure if voted into power. He said this when he visited Zuba as part of his political campaign. Olaike Ojo reports.
The first port of call for the ADC presidential candidate Mani Ahmed is the Agora of Zuba Palace, where he paid homage to His Royal Highness Muhammad Bello Umar. Mani Ahmed says his grassroots campaign style is designed to see firsthand the challenges of people in the rural areas so as to provide solutions to them.
My coming here is to tell them that if I find myself in government, Zuba, here, and in the city of Zuba, will be no different from any other place in the Federal Capital Territory. We will, to a very large extent, go back to the original master plan and see to the development of satellite towns.
While appealing to youths to shun all forms of social vices and ensure that peace is entrenched in the country, the ADC presidential candidate observed that if the abundant human and capital resources in the nation are harnessed, the Nigeria of our dreams will be achieved. In Abuja, Olaike Ojo, NTA News.
The vice presidential debate organized by the Nigerian Elections Debate Group has been generating expectations from Nigerians. Adebola Brooksland Sunday sampled the opinion and filed this report.
The debate, which has 10 political parties' vice presidential candidates in attendance, has come and gone, but Nigerians express the hope that the presidential debate will help Nigerians make informed choices.
We expect a vibrant discussion. We expect a robust, debate on issues that will affect Nigerians.
I'd like to see a robust debate. I'd like to see the candidates setting out their qualifications for the office, setting out their plans if they are to get elected, identifying the real issues that concern Nigerians, and proposing a way forward. That's what I would really like to see.
I'd like them to tell us what they're going to do about those people's aspirations, what plans do they have in place, and what people should expect from their government if voted in.
For Otive Ibuzo, strategies for more reforms in the public service will be his area of interest.
Because whatever promise you make, if there is no efficient, effective, responsive, transparent, and accountable public service, you will not be able to achieve.
The presidential debate has been slated for the 8th of February 2015, and all the 14 political parties that fielded presidential candidates are expected to participate. In Abuja, Adebola Brooksland Sunday, NTA News.
Similarly, as presidential candidates get set for political debates organized by Nigerian Elections Debate Group, correspondent Bilkisu Abdurazak Udoye takes a look at expectations of Nigerians in the United Kingdom.
In that debate, we would love to see firebrands speaking up intelligently about what would be beneficial to Nigerians.
We want to talk about the development of the country itself, how we can move the country forward.
And I expect that they should be able to also debate issues that affect the youth of the country.
Who will look at matters that concern national unity, patriotism, peace, development, dispassionately, and speak for what will grow the nation rather than diminish the nation and the Nigerian people.
For Nigerian diasporas yet to get voting rights, their influence in the voting process back home should not be underestimated.
That is why we are mobilizing our diasporans to go home, because they are the role models for their people at the grassroots who will vote. They are the ones who will do the one-on-one mobilization and enlightenment, which is what the rural population in Nigeria needs.
Debate organized by the Nigerian Electoral Debate Group is aimed at promoting issue-based campaign to help Nigerians make informed choices. In London, Belkisu Abdurazak Oduoyi, NTA News.
You're still on to news reaching you from NTA International, Abuja, Nigeria. We're due for a short break now. When we return, United Nations Population Fund donates medical equipment to relevant agencies of government in Nigeria. These and more coming up shortly.
In 2015, the fear of election violence is looming because election violence affects lives, properties, and businesses. No one is exempted from the effects of election crisis. The National Orientation Agency, with its partners, is putting together the biggest peace advocacy drive for the 2015 elections, where we all, with one voice, have one message and one goal: do the right thing. #WagePeace2015. This call to action is to the public and private sector, corporate organizations, civil society groups, international community, and well-meaning Nigerians to come, endorse, and sponsor the biggest peace advocacy drive. The unveiling and sponsorship will take place at the State House Conference Hall, Abuja, by 10 a.m. on the 9th of February 2015. Do the right thing. Wage peace, not war.
The news continues. The rites of ordination into the Roman Catholic priesthood have been passed on 16 members of the church. Dennis Adeguloye reports from Our Lady Queen of Nigeria Catholic Church in Abuja that the ceremony was presided over by the Catholic Cardinal Archbishop of Abuja.
The ordination of the 16 young reverends into the Catholic priesthood was witnessed by a capacity crowd at the Lady Queen of Nigeria Catholic Church, Abuja. Most Reverend Anselm Umorum, the Auxiliary Bishop of Abuja Archdiocese, noted the significance of the commitments undertaken by the 16 newly ordained priests.
We can learn that one of the most important things that we can give someone is a hand that reaches out them with love of Christ.
The rites of ordination included the promise of obedience, the prostration of the candidates to demonstrate their complete humility to the Lord, and the all-important laying on of hands, which in total silence symbolizes the invocation of the Holy Spirit on the newly ordained priests. In a fitting tribute, the newly ordained priests, led by Reverend Charles Ene, said prayers for the Catholic Archbishop of Abuja, John Cardinal Onaiyekan. The Catholic Archbishop of Abuja had some words of advice for the newly ordained priests.
This is a gift of God. Not everybody is called to be a priest. In fact, very few people are called to be a priest by God himself. So if we start off from there, then we realize that it is God who is kind to us and generous with us. And as a result, we are supposed to be generous to others, to put in the front of our mind serving God with all our hearts and all our minds, and serving our neighbor as ourselves. But you know, the interesting thing is, with my experience, if you serve God well and serve people well, God will take care of you.
Their journey into selfless service to parishioners begins in earnest. In Abuja, Dennis Adegunle, NTA News.
And in his continuous resolve to support government to advance women's reproductive health in the country, the United Nations Population Fund has donated 20 vehicles, IT equipment and materials to relevant agencies of government. Taiwo Dubeson reports that this intervention is in partnership with the Federal Minister of Health, SURP, and the National Primary Health Care Development Agency.
The Minister of State for Health, Dr. Aliru Al-Hassan, taking delivery of 24 project vehicles to 6 states and the FCT, and donation of personal protective equipment and computer systems to the Federal Ministry of Health.
With this vehicle,
commodities will be reached to the target audience, and the essential health workforce will be able to carry out the mobile assignment.
It will be recalled that the UN Population Fund and the Canadian government made a donation of maternal health medicines and medical equipment to the tune of $6.2 million in 2013, which was distributed to health facilities in 7 states of the Federation. And in 2014, 186 desktop computers were also donated to support management of logistics data for reproductive health services. This was followed with capacity building of 380 healthcare workers at state and local government levels in selected states on logistic management and channel software.
The channel is an internet-based system that facilitates easy access to logistics data for forecasting and decision-making. The need for these 2 laptops for the central contraceptives warehouse was identified in 2014, hence this donation today.
The vehicles will be used to support movement of essential life-saving commodities to the 7 focus states which have been selected for improvement in healthcare services. Taiwo Odubeson, NTA News.
Thank you, Taiwo. It's now time to join Musa for Week in Review.
Hello and welcome. Let's begin with some political developments. Triggered by the unfinished distribution of permanent voter cards for Nigeria's elections to begin on the 14th of this month, political parties and interest groups have been calling for and against the postponement of the elections. These calls topped the meeting of the country's Council of State last Thursday in Abuja. The meeting, which was well attended by the country's General Yakubu Gowon, Alhaji Shehu Shagari, General Muhammadu Buhari, who is also the presidential standard bearer of All Progressive Congress. Others are General Ibrahim Babangida, Chief Anas Shonakon, General Abdul Salam Abubakar, state governors, members of the Federal Executive Council, service chiefs, and chiefs of other security organizations were all at the meeting. The Council of State, after exhaustive deliberations, advised Independent National Electoral Commission to consult widely with relevant stakeholders before its final decision on whether or not to postpone the general elections.
Reports coming from INEC indicates that INEC has said they are very, very ready to conduct the election, and the security agencies have shown concern about certain local governments where they have security challenges. But INEC has the powers to conduct election, including elections.
Ultimately, Council being an advisory body asks INEC to take advantage of the different perspectives of Council members to take the decision about the election.
Also during the week, the 2015 Nigerian elections debate began with the vice presidential candidates of various political parties. The candidates had the forum to again sell their candidature and their party by explaining plans and programs if elected. In a related development, at the Interfaith Initiative, the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, and the Catholic Archbishop of Abuja, John Cardinal Onayekon, have cautioned politicians against manipulation of religion for political gains, but advised for peaceful, free, fair election beginning on the 14th of this month.
To see Nigeria first. There must be in Nigeria before you have leaders. If there is no peace, you can't even have elections. And if there are no elections, there won't be credible leaders.
It is our religious duty to refrain from all forms of violence that could destroy or damage human life and property. In the name of God, let our elections be free of all violence from whatever quarters.
Report of the forensic audit of the NNPC account has been submitted to President Goodluck Jonathan. The forensic audit was carried out by PricewaterhouseCoopers, Nigeria, as commissioned by the federal government over alleged missing oil fund.
Figures that I can't even imagine that the country will earn that kind of money is being gathered in the newspapers. So I'm quite pleased that you're taking a forensic audit of this voluminous development work. There are statutory that we that have the statutory responsibilities to handle such assignments, and who is the Director General of the Federation.
President Jonathan handed over the report to the Auditor General of the Federation to make public the finding of the independent audit. And later making public the report in a news briefing, the Auditor General said the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation and the Nigerian Petroleum Development Company are to refund to the Federation account $1.48 billion. Similarly, the report recommended the NNPC mode operation.
PwC submitted that NNPC and NPDC should refund to the federal government in a minimum of 1.48.
As part of efforts to combat threats to Nigeria's national security, 3 publications have been launched by President Goodluck Jonathan on the expanded national security strategies. Similarly, fighting insurgency to a hold in the northeastern part of the country, Nigerian and Chadian military made on multinational cooperation operational modalities in Abuja. Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff and that of Chad led the 2 countries' delegation to the meeting.
And the essence of our visit is actually to discuss
arrive what we know will work for both countries in the fight against terrorism.
And that's the news at 7. Thanks for being there.
Election violence is looming because election violence affects lives, properties, and businesses. No one is exempted from the effects of election crisis. The National Orientation Agency, with its partners, is putting together the biggest peace advocacy drive for the 2015 elections, where we all, with one voice, have one message and one goal: do the right thing. #WagePeace2015. This call to action is to the public and private sector, corporate organizations, civil society groups, international community, and well-meaning Nigerians to come, endorse, and sponsor the biggest peace advocacy drive. The unveiling and sponsorship will take place at the State House Conference Hall, Abuja, by 10 a.m. on the 9th of February 2015. Do the right thing. Wage peace, not war.
Food don't pay since good luck, you both don't bring plenty money come do work for Nigeria.
Under good luck, over 2 million Nigerians don't get job.
Since good luck, market they move well.
Since good luck, Nigeria they waka they go from.
Make we move forward, oh Nigeria. Make we move forward, oh Nigeria.
What we are doing today is not just commissioning a housing estate of about 300 housing units, but we are commissioning a vision of the administration. We are commissioning our mission, our commitment, and most especially collaboration between the private sector and government.
Down.
Goodluck Jonathan for president. Vote PDP. This message is brought to you by Directorate of Media and Publicity, PDP Presidential Campaign Organization.
Better road, better house, plenty jobs. Plenty money for small
Luck Jonathan for president. Vote PDP. This message is brought to you by Directorate of Media and Publicity, PDP Presidential Campaign Organization.
And I'm glad to have you join us here on Visual Impressions. I am Umar Mohammed. Now we went all the way to Jos and Plateau State to bring you some amazing works of art by these two powerful painters. The first is an architect turned painter. He is really an impressive impressionist, while the second one is an artist who was once part of us here in NTA, but left us in order to pursue his dream in the world of art. But first, let's start with Emmanuel Dibal, the architect who turned painter. Emmanuel is an impressionist who uses a lot of raw colors directly from the tube. As an impressionist and a painter, he prefers to use acrylic because it's water-based and dries really fast, making it possible for him to complete a couple of paintings a day.
Only God, man. Fuck everybody else, man. Look here, man. My only fear of death is coming back to this bitch reincarnated. That's what a homie meant to. We about.
Okay, basically I'm about to paint a cityscape, more like a town, a busy town, yeah. Communal, kind of, more like a Wall Street kind of setting, you know, where you see as high-rise buildings, you know, a lot of activities going on. Architecture, I would say, is a discipline to me. And art is something I grew up doing, so it's a part of me. So what I try to do now is make a blend of my discipline and what has been part of my life.
Only God, man. Fuck everybody else, man. Look here, man. My only fear of death is coming back to this bitch reincarnated. That's what a homie meant to. We about.
But at the end, it's supposed to come out a little more vivid than this. Well, this is more of an impressionistic approach because it's not as realistic as you would say. It's just basically impressions, not vivid.
You know what it is. What it's gotta be, ain't no stopping me when I be dropping in these motherfuckers off with the front and back. Don't stop with a double copy. In the cop of these deuces, spray your juices down to get loose, bitch. Who's these stupid motherfuckers? Don't make me huff and puff and start some ruckus. Cause when these beat down the clown and the first niggas step up get shut down, you shit might even check my fucking style. That's how I was doing the C-down. Protest me on the rebound. It's a piece of the only.
I look at Voca, international artist, more into spontaneous reality. That's what he calls it down. I kind of attracted to it because it's more like similar to me, and he's got a very, very vibrant and free way of displaying, exhibiting his use of colors. Yeah, he's very free when it comes to playing with colors. Puts them just like he feels it. And to me, I think that's how art should be. Put it down just the way you feel it. Locally, I look at John Aiden. Yeah, he taught me in school, and sat with him a couple of times in the studio, always together. So I kind of picked a lot from him. And he's also a very good painter. Works a lot with colors, puts them down, just like he feels it.
Me why you kill 'em with the head side, kill 'em with the no. Just make a boy know you're not blow. Head side, kill 'em with the no. No boy ain't got no secret for your wow. Head side, kill 'em with the no. Just make a boy know you're not blow. Head side, kill 'em with the no. Tell them say Vegas say so. Me why you kill 'em with the, me why you kill 'em with the, me why you kill 'em with the, kill 'em with the, kill 'em with the no. Me why you kill 'em with the, me why you kill 'em with the, me why you kill 'em with the no 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 no. Me why you skin your teeth, me why you skin your teeth, me why you skin your teeth.
That's quite conventional. I paint spontaneously, so everything is built within my mind at the beginning. It's something I grew up doing, so it's in me. And architecture is my discipline. It's also in me. It's something that I could exhibit it anywhere, any day.
Play a chow chow, knit up your brow, make a guy know. Say him be moving blow, I sing again. Kill 'em with it, kill 'em with it, kill 'em with it, kill 'em with it, kill 'em with it. No, kill 'em with it, kill 'em with it, kill 'em with it, kill 'em with it, kill 'em with it. No, heads high, kill 'em with it. No, just make a boy know you're not blow. Heads high, kill 'em with it. No, no boy ain't got no secret for your wow. Heads high, kill 'em with it. No, just make a boy know you're not blow. Heads high, kill 'em with it. No, tell them say Vegas say so. Me want hear you scream, me want hear you scream.
Always been there, right from when I was a little boy. Started with simple, basic sketches, knowing some other mediums, artists I was seeing. I, grew up working with all kinds of mediums, trying every form of art I could lay my hands on. Anything that felt attractive, I just find a way of making it work for me. It's more like a hobby to me. Painting is something I love doing. So with or without architecture.
I can see your beauty reflecting when it's small. Girl, I feel it, the replay and the vibe is perfect. And don't feel worthless, cause if your man was acting right, he'd be worth it. Baby, he don't deserve this. So don't be acting nervous, and besides, he ain't here. It's closed curtains, getting it on.
My name is Dival Emmanuel, and you're watching Visual Impressions on NTA.
One good thing about art is anything can be art as long as it is viewed from a creative perspective. Art is the total package of surprises, versatility, innovations, and concentrations. And talking about concentrations, I'm going to find out how attentive we have been on the program so far. And our break teaser is going to be based on that. Which among these artists had great influence on Emmanuel Dibal? A. Bruce Onabrakwea, B. Vincent van Gogh, and C. Jerry Buhari.
My name is Juan Pablo. We are watching Visual Impression on NTA.
So my name is Leandro. You're watching Visual Impression on NTA.
The correct answer is B, Vincent van Gogh. He was an impressionist painter who actually started painting in his late 20s. Vincent van Gogh was born on 30th of March in 1853. He was a post-impressionist painter of Dutch origin. He was notably known for his rough-work beauty, emotional honesty, and bold colors. He greatly influenced art in the 20th century. His work was known only to a handful of people and appreciated by few. Vincent van Gogh began to draw as a child, and he continued to draw throughout the years. He did not begin painting until he was in his late 20s, completing many of his best-known works during the last 2 years of his life. In just over a decade, he produced over 2,100 artworks, consisting of 860 oil paintings, 1,300 watercolors and sketches. His work includes self-portraits, landscapes, and still life. One of his early aspirations was to become a pastor, and from 1879, he worked as a missionary in Belgium, where he began to sketch local people in the community. The extent of which his mental health affected his painting has been a subject of speculation since his death. Another painter who captures the city of Jos from another perspective is Mark Ruang. He captures the city with paintings of prominent people and deserted sites.
I'm indigenous of Plateau State. I finished from St. Murumba College in Jos, 1980. Almost immediately after my completion of secondary school, I started work with NTA Jos. NTA Jos, that's as far back as 1981. And then I was about just 19 years old. I started working in the graphic department. Worked in the graphics department for like 13 years or so. Attended several art courses in TV college, television related art courses. But I had this, void in me, I felt I should go further. I felt I needed to know more about painting. So I went to Abuja area, read drawing and painting in Abuja area.
My shit and call him shit the range
I love painting, and I tell people that probably one of the reasons is because one of the primary colors is in my blood, color red. Honestly, if it's painting, I cherish the thought of painting, you know. And I paint even without money, you know, for passion.